All right, it's Mental Health Awareness Week, which is a very important week. And on State of Mind, I want to talk about depression because I feel like I talk about anxiety a lot. And, you know, my father always, every time I'm not kidding you, every time I see him, he'll say, Mauricio, yeah, Dad, what is worse, anxiety or depression? I'm like, Dad, I mean, it's like, it's like, what's worse, getting punched in the face or getting punched in the stomach? They both hurt like hell. One, you break your nose, the other, you break your ribs. I mean, it's kind of the same. But, it's for me now, I think anxiety is worse because it's been so long since I've had depression. I mean, it's been about 6, 7 years since I've had depression. It's almost like Freddy Krueger. Oh, I used to call anxiety Freddy Krueger. And if you guys are too young to know who Freddy Krueger is, there was a movie called Nightmare on Elm Street. They made like 27 of them. and it's about this guy. His name was Freddy Krueger. He had a hat and he had these hands with knives or whatever, and he'd get into your sleep and he'd kill you. So that to me is anxiety. So it's almost like Freddie went to depression and said, hey, can you, you've done a great job. Now it's my turn. Let me take over. And he has taken over, let me tell you, for about 7 years straight. Scary old anxiety, scary old Freddie. Always in my dreams. But you gotta, like I say, you gotta stand up. You gotta stand up to Freddie and say, it's all right, I'm here. You're not gonna get me. And guess what? I'm still standing, Freddie. But anyway, the worst depression I've ever had was when I was 22 years old. I just escaped the hospital, and police were after me and the whole thing. And I went home, and my mom was mad because the cops were after me and I escaped. And so she called the doctor, and the doctor said, well, if he wants to be home that bad, then he can stay home as long as he's not violent. And I wasn't violent. So the tough part was, once all the drugs wore off that they gave me in that mental hospital, depression kicked in. And let me tell you something. It was tough. It seemed like all I did was sleep. And a lot of times I would want to sleep because in my dreams I was happy. And then I'd wake up and it was reality. So I mean, I tell everybody, I say, you can't eat, but you got to get out of bed. I mean, I would roll out of bed, literally roll. But you got to get out of bed because your bed becomes your quicksand. It's almost like it sucks you in there and you can't get out. So I would get out of bed, and a lot of times I would curse God and say, God, why are you doing this to me? I mean, what have I done to deserve this pain? And I was alone every day because my mom and dad went to work. I mean, they had to go to work. So they'd come home later, and my mom would rub my feet or tickle my back, and try to make me feel better. And my dad would cook a great dinner, and they were very supportive. But at that point, with that kind of depression, my girlfriend had left me, and it was a tough time. It was a tough time. So that was about 7, 8 months of, let's say, torture. Let me drink my Corinthos coffee. And that's so good. And then I can't believe I'm talking about this on State of Mind, but you know, it's a fact, and it happened. Before I was in the hospital, I had entered a contest called the Most Watchable. I can't even say it without laughing. The Most Watchable Man in America. It's like a Miss America for men, and I entered in San Francisco, and I won. But the date of the Most Watchable Man in America, and it was going to be in LA, was the date right around where I got sick. So I figured, there goes that. Well, they postponed it. I mean, you talk about coincidence. I mean, this is like, they postponed it till when I got out of the hospital, which was, and 8 months later. So I could enter this contest. Now you have to understand, I was so depressed. I was like dying of depression. I'm like, how am I going to enter this contest? But everybody in my family, everybody, you got to do it. It'd be good for you. It'd be good for you. Oh, man. So I entered. And like I said, it was like the Miss America for men, right? And my dad was there, and he was nervous, and he was drinking, and he's like, and my mom was there, and she's nervous. So I get on the stage, and I have to come out in a bathing suit. And I think I was in pretty good shape. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I come out in a bathing suit, and I'm just so nervous and depressed. It was unreal. And then I come out in a tux. So I come out, and and then they asked me a question. What do you like in a woman? So I said, well, it's not what's in the outside, it's what's in the inside. Everybody's so it's coming down to the winner. In second place, and the winner is Maurice, Benard. My dad's screaming. It's like, yeah, he's drinking, he's having a great. He's like, I told you, my son's gonna win, I told you. And my mom's happy. My best friend was there, Manny, God rest his soul. And he was just so happy, and so I win this thing. And so, you wonder, what do you win? And then what I won was maybe a little bit of money and a sash. Is that what they call it? A sash that said Most Watchable Man in America. And I auditioned for Family Ties. It was a show that used to be on with Michael J. Fox and for Mallory's boyfriend. I didn't get it, but that was too green. So, it's like, it's amazing how things work. And that's why it truly is State of Mind. Because I was depressed and horribly depressed for so long. I was horribly depressed before the contest, during the contest, but I win the contest, and like I'm 80% better. How? How's that work? Well, it's because I think you just automatically gain that confidence. And it's all here. It's all in your mind. And I know sometimes you can't, and trust me, I was just there. You can't get out of your mind yourself, and you got to get to professional help and take something, because it's too far gone. But I tell you what, I was far gone in one Most Watchable Man contest, and I'm better. After that, I was better. The problem that I had after that was I stopped taking my lithium for my manic depression. Why did I call it manic depression? For my bipolar. And then I had another nervous breakdown. But the depression, little by little, was gone. So we have to understand it's truly, truly in the mind. Whew! This was a fun one. And I got emotional. I'm still emotional. I don't know why. But it's good emotion. And that is that. All right. Till next week. I got some stuff coming up that is going to be interesting. It's gonna. I can't get into. Well, one thing I'm going to be doing is with. I want to start talking to the young people about mental health, and I think that's important. To bring awareness, to prevent anything that happens later, to prevent that from happening if you're young enough to stop it. And then I got some other ones that are, we'll see. All right. Love you. Bye.